Biohazard, one of the classic and most renowned horror video game franchises in the world. It would become so large that it would be recreated into its own movie franchise. Look, granted, not successfully, but nevertheless, it would make its place among the greats, not only in horror video games, but gaming in general. Biohazard, released in March of 1996, was released around the same time the internet only had roughly 100,000 websites, as well as eBay only just being released. An innocent TV series that would contribute to shaping many children's childhood was released. Pokemon. Pokemon would not be the only form of entertainment to shape the way kids, teenagers, and adults interpret horror, as their first installment of Biohazard had filled the shelves of video rental and video game stores. Oh wait, have I been calling Resident Evil Biohazard? Well, actually, I wouldn't be wrong. When the game was first released in Japan, that's what it was called. Or Biohazard, time to let Google Translate take over.
Biohazard.
Yeah. However, Capcom had to change the title of the game when arriving at American shores, as the word Biohazard was pretty dang hard to trademark. Thus, Resident Evil was born, and look, let's be honest, it was a much better name. This series would become Capcom's best-selling game franchise with nearly 84 million copies sold globally. Let's just take a step back and talk about the making of the first game that would ignite a trail of success. The idea came from an original concept called Sweet Home, created by Tokaru Fujiwara in 1989. Without going into too much of the details, the concept for Sweet Home was about a film crew who explore a super old mansion in hopes for a treasure, but to be more exact, frescoes. And I'm sure you're able to guess where it goes from there. Production for Resident Evil 1 would commence in 1993 by a small studio team led by Shinji Mikami, who had been entrusted by the original creator of Sweet Home to do a good job. Fun fact about old mate Mikami, he was reluctant to actually joining the team as he hated being scared. The game would go on to adopt some features from Sweet Home into their game, such as a limited inventory management as well as scattered notes to unfold the story as you navigated yourself through the game. It was originally intended to be a cooperative experience with the possibility of you and your best friend cracking zombie-like heads open. Unfortunately though, due to technological constraints, it was canned early on in the development. As development progressed, it had been reportedly stated that old mate Mikami gave a few subtle nods towards filmmakers such as Stanley Kubrick by the backdrop of the game being inspired by The Shining. While that remains not 100% certain, it would be pretty dope if that were the case. Now, closer towards the end of development, it had been decided that the PlayStation 1 would be the most suitable console to market towards, as it had the highest polygon count at the time. After 3 years of development, the game was ready to be put on video game and video rental store shelves, with the team anticipating the game to be a mediocre success. It was actually quoted by Mikami that he anticipated the game would sell only roughly 300,000 copies worldwide, but on March the 22nd, 1996, the game went on to sell close to 3 million copies worldwide, becoming at the time PlayStation 1's biggest selling game. Resident Evil would go on to receive an average score of 90 from some of the most influential video game critics around the world. Can we just take a moment just to think about how over the moon Mikami must have felt just finding all of this news out? 6 years later, the first movie of the franchise would be released with the plan to include Japanese dubbing. However, Mikami had decided at the last minute not to include it because he thought the dubbing was just, to be honest, terrible. But look, Mikami, I find it hard to believe that you find his voice acting terrible, but then just look at your own video game. I mean, just listen to this.
I'll try the door on the opposite side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could get into trouble if we get lost. We should start from the first floor, okay? And Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Thanks. Maybe I'll need it.
Yikes. In fact, it was deemed worst game dialogue in the 2008 Guinness World Records Gamers Edition. It would be only the beginning for Mikami and his team, as they would go on to create so many more great games that I will be making more videos of in the future. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell button for more content. Thanks for watching.